Hello everybody and welcome to the Year 7 Curriculum Pathways presentation. For those that have not listened to one of the previous Year 7 presentations that we have done, I am Mr Bennett and I am the Progress Leader for Year 7 this year. I'd like to start by thanking you for taking the time to watch this presentation from home, and it is such a shame that I'm not having the chance to meet you all in person today. Hopefully we'll be able to do so in the near future. The aims of this presentation is to provide you as parents with some further detailed information about your son or daughter's life at Denbigh. The information I'm going to give to you today will inform you on the support that will be available to you and your son or daughter whilst at Denbigh. I will aim to increase your awareness of how parents, students and school can work together. I will inform you about the new assessment and progress measures that are now used for students here at Denbigh, and we'll look at how we set student targets, set classes, and what our progress reports look like. Finally, we will then take a look at the extracurricular opportunities that are available to all students here at Denbigh School. To ensure your son or daughter has the best possible support whilst here at Denbigh, we have in place an extensive support network. On this slide here are some of the people that will play an integral part to your son or daughter's daily school life. As I mentioned earlier, I will be the Year 7 Progress Leader for this year, and I will then work with your son or daughter through every year that they are with us up until their GCSEs in Year 11. Alongside me, there are also 5 pastoral leaders who will work with the students that are in their respective houses. Mr Hall is the pastoral leader for Curie House. He is an experienced leader, but new to the school, which means unfortunately he doesn't have a picture yet. Miss Jennings is the pastoral leader for Stevenson House. Miss Main is the pastoral leader for Brunel House. Mr Osgull is the pastoral leader for Darwin House, and Mrs Wiltshire is the pastoral leader for Newton House. At Denbigh, we pride ourselves on the care, guidance and support that we offer our students, and there are a number of important people for students to turn to when they need support and guidance. The first port of call for students and parents alike is your son or daughter's form tutor. Students have tutorial every morning between 8:30 and 9 a.m, and therefore their form tutor is a person they will see every day of their school life at Denbigh. If students or you as parents have any concerns or worries about school, we encourage you to speak to your form tutor in the first instance. As well as an excellent pastoral care provided to the students by their form tutor, they will also receive mentoring and support for their academic studies with one-to-one mentoring included within the PSHE programme that we offer during tutorial. Our team of pastoral leaders, who you met earlier in this presentation, will work closely with their form tutors to ensure all students are appropriately cared for and supported throughout their time with us. Pastoral leaders may at times carry out some focused work with students on behaviour, attendance or general well-being if initial interventions by the form tutor have not provided the solution. The progress leader will also work with the team of form tutors and the pastoral leaders to ensure all students are being supported academically so that we can challenge and progress our students' learning. As with the pastoral leaders, there may be times where myself as the progress leader will carry out some focus work with students that is directly linked to engagement, punctuality and/or homework. For our students with special educational needs, we have an outstanding SEND team that provide individualised support to our SEND students to ensure that the appropriate support for these students is in place for all of their lessons. The pastoral and progress leaders, along with our SENCOs, can be located in their offices, which are found within the student support area of the school. Before I move on to the main part of the presentation, I'd like to briefly discuss our current COVID-19 guidance. It is difficult to predict what is going to happen in the coming weeks, but we have put in place a number of interventions so that we can keep your son or daughter as safe as possible whilst at school. These include each year group being provided with a designated area of the school for their lessons to take place in, as well as staggered start times and break times to minimise year group mixing. We are also asking students to wear a face mask when they are in communal areas and whilst they're moving around the school, as they may find themselves mixing with other year groups as they move through the corridors. Therefore, it's vitally important that we provide as much mitigation as possible. Year groups have also received a bespoke year group badge so that they can be clearly distinguished from each other, and this year's Year 7s is pink. Students need to wear this on a daily basis and must ensure they are transferring this badge across to their PE kits on the days that they have PE. Should you wish to purchase more badges, you can do so via the Parent Mail app. And should your son or daughter lose their badge, we will ask you to replace this as a matter of urgency by purchasing new ones via Parent Mail. There may be occasions during this period of time where a student is required to self-isolate at home. If self-isolation is required, it is vital that you contact school and state this very clearly as the reason for their absence so that we can mark this correctly on our system. Teachers will review their registers on a daily basis for any self-isolation cases that have been logged, and they will then send home work to these students via email, Microsoft OneNote, and or Microsoft Teams. What we've also seen in Milton Keynes is that some schools have had to send whole year groups of students home to isolate. If we must do this, then we need to make sure that teaching and learning continues. We understand the difficulties and challenges that this may pose to you at home. If this happens, your son or daughter's individual teachers will provide their resources. This will include live lessons, emailed resources, and work, and this will then need to be completed at home and resubmitted to the teachers for marking and feedback. This process will be overseen by our heads of faculty, who will ensure that students are receiving the required work. What we need to know now from you is whether all students will be able to access this type of learning. We need to know that students have access to a laptop, PC, or smart device, and also they have access to the internet through these devices. If there are any access issues, then please can you let us know as soon as possible. We fully understand that in households there may be the need to share a laptop, a PC, or a smart device. Therefore, the live lessons that we produce, they will be available to be viewed later, okay, so that we can then, and we'll also provide resources that do not need a PC or access to the internet, so there'll be some alternative options. We will, of course, give more details if we do have to do this, but we did want to use this opportunity today to give you some more details. Throughout this year, there'll be a number of key dates which we'd like to make you aware of, and I would recommend making a note of these on your personal calendars. Firstly, the first tutor consultation afternoons, which take place on the 7th of October and 8th of October respectively, are a wonderful opportunity for you to meet your son or daughter's form tutor and to discuss how they have settled in, as well as the progress they are making. On the 10th of May, you will also get the chance to meet your son or daughter's subject teachers at their first subject consultation evening. You'll also see on there the words PPEs or pre-public examinations. You may wonder what these are. Historically, these have been called end-of-year exams, but as you can see from the dates provided, the 17th of May to the 28th of May, these exams are not taking place in July. And once they have been completed in May, learning won't stop, and students will continue to work and learn right through to July. Therefore, we now refer to all of our internal examinations as PPEs. For all other events happening in the school, subject to future circumstances of course, please visit the calendar on the portal. If you would like to download the calendar for your smartphone or email, our school calendar is now available as a downloadable file on the school portal. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the school portal later. Before we take a look at the overview of the Year 7 curriculum and assessment, I'd like to remind you of the three main school rules. We expect all students to be engaged, we expect them to be kind and respectful, and we expect all students to do no harm. So what is a student that's engaged? A student that is engaged is a student who is punctual to all lessons and ready to learn from the start. Alongside being punctual, we also expect 100% attendance for all students, and we do not allow students time off for holidays during term time. If your son or daughter is unwell, please phone or email the school at the earliest opportunity. As they have been recently, students should arrive in school between 8 a.m. and 8:15, and so far all the Year 7 have done this extremely well. An engaged student is also equipped. It is really important that students have all their equipment with them, especially now that we're unable to lend out equipment to students. Students will need to show high levels of independence over the next few months to ensure we are wearing their PE kit on the correct days, as well as having all their equipment and other items such as cooking ingredients packed in their school bags. To help students to be organised, we always encourage parents to check with their son or daughter's timetable and check that they have all the items they need the night before the next day. We expect students to wear their uniform with pride. It has been absolutely fantastic to see how smart every Year 7 has been over the last couple of weeks, and long may this continue. Just one little reminder for you, there are over 1,000 black jumpers currently in circulation at school, and it would be really helpful if you ensure that your son or daughter has their names in their jumpers so that we can minimise that risk of losing it. And finally, students who are engaged will also approach all of their lessons with a positive attitude. We want students to arrive to each lesson with a can-do attitude, where they're ready to ask and answer questions, and with that attitude, that then will allow them to push themselves and take risks so that they can then aspire to become the best versions of themselves. What do we mean when we're talking about we are kind and respectful? Well, students who are kind and respectful, they take pride in their appearance, whilst also maintaining the highest levels of behaviour, including during their journey to and from school. If a student fails to meet these expectations, they will be given a consequence. There are different levels of consequences, and these are logged with interventions put in place if necessary. We are really proud of the excellent reputation Denby School has within the wider community, and I can't stress enough how important it is that students realise they represent Denby School wherever they are in their uniforms. We do ask that all parents remind their children that as a school, we will take action around any poor behaviour to and from school or at any time that the students are representing Denby in their uniform. Just as what we would do, as we would celebrate them when they've gone above and beyond and helped out in that local community. We expect students to be considerate of others, to actively listen and engage with staff and students respectfully, and we fully expect students to take care of the school environment and property in the same way that they take care of their own property. And finally, what do we mean by students that we expect students to do no harm? Students demonstrate this virtue by following the instructions that they have been given by any member of staff. Students act in a safe and sensible manner and move around the school calmly using the designated one-way systems currently in place. Students who do no harm also consider the impact of their choices and behaviour on others at all times, and they use communication platforms such as messaging apps or social media positively and responsively. At Denby, we are proud to offer both a diverse and enriching school curriculum. As you can see from this slide, students have the opportunity to explore 14 different subjects. And through the hard work of both the school and teachers, even with the current COVID-19 situation, we are extremely proud to say that we are able to put plans in place for this year that enables our Year 7s to continue to experience all of these subjects as part of their curriculum. This slide also provides you with the number of hours allocated for each subject. So for example, maths, they receive 3 hours every week. Design and technology and PE, they receive 2 hours every week. And for drama, geography and history, they receive 1 hour every week. At the bottom of the previous slide, you may have noticed a subject called Denby Brain Training. We think that equipping students with skills for the future is vital in ensuring they are well-rounded and ready for the challenges they will face in work and further education. DBT is a unique subject where it is not the end result that is valued, but the process and their reflection on that process. Within DBT, we try to cover what cannot be covered in other subjects. We start in Year 7 with foundation skills to ensure they have all the skills we feel they need to help settle them into Denby as soon as possible. Within Denby Brain Training, or DBT, we promote independent learning by completing a student leadership course called Pixel Edge. Throughout the duration of the course, students are given the opportunity to develop 5 main skills that will be important for life: leadership, organisation, resilience, initiative, and communication. This is also known as the LORIC. By developing these skills, students are given the opportunity to develop an edge in which, in turn, will make themselves more attractive to further education providers and future employers. Pixel Edge has 3 award levels, which start at apprentice level. Students have to complete 2 tasks for each strand. These activities can be selected and completed through an online website once students have received their login details. These activities can be completed at both school and at home, and therefore provides a perfect opportunity for you to work towards this award with your son or daughter at home. Once students have completed all 10 activities, they will receive an award and will then be allowed to progress to the next level. Your son or daughter has been placed into either X, Y, or Z band, and there is no difference between these in terms of ability or subjects studied. Due to SATs not taking place last year, to begin with, all students will be placed into mixed ability groups for all of their lessons. Modern foreign language groups have been based on student choice where possible. However, unfortunately, this was not possible for everyone. We understand there are a few students who are unhappy with their allocation. The language faculty are collating the requests for a change, and wherever possible, these will be made, although I cannot guarantee this, as it depends on the languages and class sizes being taught in each band. Within a secondary school setting, PE groups are taught based on gender and again are mixed ability, with the boys group codes ending in 1 and 2, and girls group codes ending in 3 and 4. DT is taught using a carousel system, which enables all students to experience the term of textiles, food, and product design respectfully. As we do progress through the year, we may be provided with the opportunity to set students within maths. For Year 7 and 8, maths will be the only subject which is taught in sets, with other subjects remaining mixed ability. At Denby School, we place great value on homework. We believe that homework helps students use and develop independent learning skills and important study habits. Students should understand it is not just the time spent on homework that is important. It is also the pace, the vigour, the interest, and the effort which they put into it that is important. Students must also ensure they complete homework by the date it is due in, and it is their responsibility to ensure they have placed their homework into their bag. It may be beneficial for students to get themselves a homework folder so they can keep their homework sheets or books together. It is important to vary the diet of homework. Homework may include tasks such as investigations, research, reading, drawing, or making a model or project, to name but a few. Some homework will be used in lessons or as preparation for lessons, and some homework will have written feedback for students on how to improve. If you have concerns about any aspect of the homework or homework that has been set, it is important to address this with the teacher first and as soon as possible so that we can ensure issues can be addressed. It is usually best to contact the teacher by email, and the teacher's emails is formatted in the same way: surname followed by the first initial of their forename. So for example, Bennett D denby.net is my email address. In 2017, GCSE grades were reformed, with exams now being graded using a numerical system rather than a letter-based system. GCSEs are now graded 9 to 1, with 9 being the highest grade that it can be achieved. So that we can provide some continuity to student assessment, we have also adopted a numerical grading system for all year groups, which means all assessments in year 7s to 11 use the 9 to 1 grading system for classwork, homework, and exams. Alongside the 9 to 1 grades, we also use a subdivision system, which enables us to identify how secure a student is within the reported numerical grade. Our subdivisions are A through to D, with A being the most secure and D being the least secure. So for example, a 2A and 2C are both grade 2s. However, a 2A represents a more secure grade than the 2C. When students begin in year 7, we do not expect them to be achieving 7s, 8s, or 9s, because even in year 7, the assessments we use include GCSE content, and at 11 years old, we are not expecting students to have these skills and knowledge just yet to achieve those higher grades. Although if they do, that is amazing and so exciting. Therefore, historically, we have seen the average grade for year 7s be around a 2C, and grades at this level should be celebrated in year 7. As they progress through the years here at Denby, we would then expect this grade to rise and follow a flight path up towards those higher grades. You may be wondering how the new numerical system compares to the old letter-based grading structure. Therefore, I've included a copy of the comparison table for you here. As you can see, there are now more numbers than there were letters, so unfortunately, there is no direct conversion. Within the new numerical system, a grade 4 and 5 both equate to an old grade C, with a grade 4 being a standard pass and a grade 5 being a stronger pass. As you can also see, a grade 7 and 8 both equate to a grade A, with 8 being the stronger grade of the two. And finally, you can also see that a grade 9 is now worth more than the highest letter grade of an A star. Throughout the year, each subject will conduct regular assessments. We use regular assessments to help inform the current learning grade for each student within each subject. Assessment tasks can take on different forms depending on the subject and topic students are studying, as well as the amount of lessons that they have in that subject. They could be in the form of one or more tests or tasks, and could also include assessed homework tasks. We ensure they are common to all students within the faculty so that we have information that we can rely on to show the progress of each student and can then compare the progress of those students. At Denby, we set students in maths only during 7 and 8, and then we progress to setting for English, science, and some humanities subjects from year 9. Our assessments will form part of the information used by teachers and faculties to advise any set moves within these subjects, but will not be the sole deciding factor. Once we have completed the assessments for each subject, students and parents then receive a progress report, such as the one on the right-hand side of this slide. Progress reports come out approximately every 12 weeks, and the dates for these are on the key date slide displayed earlier. On each progress report, you will receive a current learning grade, or CLG, for each subject, which is the grade they are currently working at within the subject based on the assessments completed and the work they have done within class. This will be a numerical grade, for example, grade 2, which is followed by a subdivision letter, and as mentioned earlier, an A subgrade is the top of the level, and a D subgrade signifies they have only just reached this level. You will also receive information on 3 other areas: homework, engagement, and behaviour. The homework grade will be reported in the form of a percentage. This percentage identifies the amount of homework that has not just been completed, but completed to an expected standard. If the homework is not completed to that expected high standard, it may not be included within that percentage grade. Students will also receive an engagement grade for each subject, which is also graded numerically from 1 to 7. A 6 or 7 means they are consistently meeting expectations, a 5 that they are usually meeting expectations, and a 3 or 4 means they often do not meet expectations. If students are receiving below a 3, this means they are rarely meeting expectations. We expect students to be working to a standard that enables them to achieve 6s and 7s with maybe some 5s. If they are receiving 4s or below, this suggests that there is a concern, and this would need to be discussed with the teacher and addressed accordingly. Students will also receive a behaviour points number, which indicates the number of behaviour or consequence points they received during that particular assessment window. We also provide you with a total points accumulation at the top of the report alongside the total number of share points the student has achieved. The final column is the milestone target. This will be an end of year 7 target for your son or daughter should be working towards. It is the minimum level that we would expect them to reach, and we encourage all students to do their best and excel. With the first progress report, this may not be evident on that sheet. However, as we progress through the year, then it will appear on there. And in between the first assessment and second assessment, we may well send out a separate form that provides the information on those milestone targets for you so that you are aware at the earliest possible time. Within school, we use the data from the progress reports in a number of different ways. Within faculties, we look at underachievement and we then put in class intervention in place, which is then monitored by the year group leader for that subject. As mentioned earlier, where setting happens, faculties will also manage group moves based on this information. Tutors will celebrate successes as well as discuss any concerns with students and put appropriate intervention in place as tutor report for engagement or behaviour, which they will then continually monitor. Progress and pastoral leaders may also identify students that have performed well, as well as students who are a cause for concern. They will also then look to put interventions in place with the aim of improving on these areas for concern. As I mentioned earlier on the key state slides, to complement the progress report process, we provide a number of events where you are able to discuss the progress of your son or daughter with either their tutor or subject teachers. We have 3 tutor consultation afternoons calendared, Wednesday the 7th and Thursday the 8th of October, and Wednesday the 14th of July. These days have historically been face-to-face meetings with parents visiting school to meet with members of staff. However, due to the current circumstances in which we find ourselves in, face-to-face meetings will not be able to take place at this time. We are instead putting contingency plans in place that will see the first of these events take place virtually and in the safety of your own environment. A letter will be sent home near the time explaining how you can log onto the booking system. You will be asked to book an appointment via parent mail, and once the booking window is closed, the tutor will then schedule a virtual meeting and send you a link to the appointment. Due to the added complexity of completing these virtually, we have decided to complete the first tutor consultation afternoon over 2 afternoons, so that we can ensure all parents have the opportunity to meet with the tutor. As we progress through the year, we will continue to review our plans with the hope that once we reach next summer, the subject consultation evening and second tutor consultation afternoon will be able to take place in person. At Denbigh, we believe that communication and keeping up to date with information is vital. We are a large school, but every child matters. You as parents know your child better than anyone, and if they are to succeed, they will need your support. We encourage all parents to keep in touch with us so that we can work together to ensure your son or daughter is able to achieve their full potential. As a school, we use a variety of communication methods to keep you informed, including but not limited to the school website, the school portal, and parent mail. We also have regular parent drop-in opportunities that enable you to provide the school with personal feedback or discuss concerns with a senior member of staff. The dates of the scheduled drop-ins can be found on the school calendar located in the school portal. Our school website is a great way to find out information about the school and what is going on and what has been going on from various events that have been taking place. Located on the homepage of the school website is also the link to the school portal, where students can access their schoolwork as well as information on the homework that they have been set by their teachers, and parents can access the parent portal, which will give you additional information about the school and your son or daughter. When students click on the school portal button at home, they will be asked to log in, and they should use their school email as their username and their school computer password to gain access. Once logged in, they will be redirected to the portal hub, where they should click on the student portal to access their personalized homepage. As parents, you'll also be redirected to this page. When you log on to the portal, you should then click on the parental portal so you can access your own personalized space yourself. When students enter the student portal, they'll be taken to their homepage, which looks a little bit like this. The student portal has many useful sections, including My Work, Shared Areas, Email, Homework, and the Class portal. The My Work section of the portal provides students with access to all of their school documents, which they can then download onto their personal computers at home. Once they have completed the work at home, they can then upload their updated documents back into their area so that they can then access this in school. The Shared Areas section provides access to all faculty and class folders, which their teachers may have set up for extra support. At the bottom of the student portal homepage, they will be able to find their homework timetable. All homework set by teachers for your son or daughter will appear here and will provide a clear indication of when the work was set and when it is due to be handed in. As mentioned earlier, the Parents Portal provides you with additional information about the school and your son or daughter. You will be able to see the school calendar, which, as I said earlier, can also be downloaded to your own personal email account or smartphone. You will also be able to see their school timetable and the homework that they have been set. When the student progress reports are released, you will receive these electronically through the portal, and these can be accessed by clicking on the Student Reports button on your homepage. You should have now received a letter that provides you with a username and password for the parental portal. If you haven't done so, then that will be on its way to you. If you have any questions about the portal, please email these to webmaster@denbigh.net. As part of our Microsoft 365 partnership, students can also have direct access to their school emails through the Outlook app, which can be downloaded to their smartphone if they have one, of course, or yours if they don't. Once downloaded, students simply log in using their school email and school computer password, and this will then give them direct access to their emails rather than having to go through the school portal each time they want to get onto their emails at home. The school email is a very useful way of contacting teachers for feedback or support. Teachers will often use this to provide students with resources for their homework or preparation for future lessons. Please can I ask you to encourage your son or daughter to make sure that they've got this set up. At Denbigh, we currently use parent mail as our main method of communication home to parents. As parents or guardians, you have access to parent mail, and within parent mail, you'll receive letters specific to your son or daughter, our half-termly newsletter which celebrates the successes seen throughout the school, as well as the regular head of school bulletins provided by Dr. Frame. Should your son or daughter participate in any trips or events that require a form of payment, This payment should be made using your parent mail account. Dinner money for your son or daughter is also topped up using your parent mail account. And we are aware of some recent issues with parent mail accounts and the topping up feature. I've been reassured that these have now been rectified. Should you have any issues with parent mail, please contact the main reception, who will then be able to redirect you to the appropriate member of staff who will do their best to support you. As a school, we are always looking for new ways in which to communicate with parents, so to ensure you are kept as up to date as possible with the latest news, information, updates, and celebrations relating to your son or daughter. This year, we have introduced the first year group specific Twitter page for Year 7, and it is great to see so many of you have already joined us. Our aim for the account is to provide a platform where we can not only provide key information that is specifically relevant to the Year 7s, but also a platform that enables us to showcase outstanding work produced by our students, as well as other successes achieved by students and school teams, both in school and away from it. If you don't already follow us, please can I encourage you to do so. You can find the page by searching on your favourite search engine or on Twitter for the handle @DSMK Class of 2020, which I've put at the top of this slide. With the ever-increasing use of technology within schools and at home, e-safety is something we take very seriously at Denby School. On this slide, you can see some of the measures that we use to help our students stay safe whilst using technology. We require staff and students to sign an IT acceptable use agreement, which you will have signed as part of the transition process. We place extensive filters on our internet network, as well as a secure anti-bullying software installed on all school devices. As part of the school curriculum, students are educated on e-safety within computing and DBT lessons, as well as during tutorial sessions. Although we are unable to offer our full range of extracurricular activity opportunities due to the current pandemic, we really value extracurricular involvement as a balance to students' academic studies. Once we are able to return back to normal, we will aim to have as many different types of opportunities available as possible. Historically, we have offered many sports clubs where students are encouraged to go for fun as well as entry into competitions. Our performing arts faculty has put on performances such as the Shakespeare Festival, as well as on-stage musicals, which also include backstage opportunities. We hope that students will get involved with these, and we will advertise all opportunities on the website, street screens, tutorial, assembly, club leaflets, the newsletter, and the Twitter page, once they become available once again. In the final part of my presentation, I'd like to briefly talk to you about the careers advice that we offer at Denby. It may seem very strange to be offering careers advice to Year 7 students, but we believe the earlier that you can expose students to the vast world of careers, the better informed we can make our students. And if we can build up our students' understanding of careers each year, by Year 11, we will hopefully have a cohort of students who have a wealth of knowledge and information to draw upon when making their next career steps. The careers curriculum is based around 3 pillars of skills and knowledge, and to enable students to log and track their careers journey throughout their time with us, we use the careers platform called Unifrog, which students will receive a login for in the near future. Some of the career highlights for Year 7s this year include a careers week, a day at work with parents, and a Year 7 curriculum day. As I have just mentioned, our careers curriculum is built around 3 pillars: raising awareness and aspirations, improving skills so students can be work ready, and enable students to make active preparations for a career. We raise awareness by helping students recognise the different job and career opportunities that are available to them and the different pathways that they can then follow in order to reach those careers. We work with students to improve their skills so they can be work ready by improving leadership, organisation, resilience, initiative and communication, which, if you remember from earlier, are the 5 key skills developed through Pixel Edge called the LORIC. Our final pillar aims to help students make active preparations for a career, and this may be through them exploring careers and the required skills to embarking on periods of work experience with our registered partners. So how can you help with your son or daughter's career journey? We'd like you to discuss careers at home by using and exploring Unifrog and another free careers website called startprofile.com. And we'd like you to encourage them to record any career related activity onto Unifrog. Thank you for listening so far to our Pathways presentation. I will now hand over to Mr. Myers, who's going to finish the presentation off by talking a little bit about the Denbigh Association. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Myers. I'm one of the deputy head teachers and one of my jobs is to link in with the Denbigh Association. This is the Denbigh version of a PTA, and we have a very lively and active committee who work very closely with the school to provide fun activities to help bring the family of Denbigh together, as well as raising money. This is our emblem, and it really emphasises that the Denbigh Association is for all members of the community, for parents, for teachers, for friends and for students. These are the aims of the association, to provide financial support for all of those things there, which I'll provide some more detail on later, and as well to provide some social opportunities for the Denbigh family to get together and enjoy each other's company. We hold meetings generally on the first Monday of each month, and we tend to have about 8 of those meetings a year in term time. Currently we are meeting on Teams, however, so please don't go to the conference room at 7:30 on a Monday evening. If you would like to join the committee, or you would just like to hear what goes on and provide some help or some ideas, you would be more than welcome. It would be wonderful to have some Year 7 parents represented in the Denbigh Association. So if you just email me, myersp@denbigh.net, in advance of those meetings, which are on the school calendar, then we will pass your details with your permission to the chair of the association, who will add you to the Teams meeting link. The committee is made up of a chair, vice chair, secretary and treasurer, plus myself, and we will be having an annual general meeting during the course of the academic year. This should have been in late September, October. This has been postponed due to COVID. Historically, our events have centred around 2 main events in the year. The Christmas Bazaar held around about the beginning of December, as well as a number of bingo nights held throughout the year. Christmas Bazaar is a fantastic, fun and a real key moment in the school calendar. It's a moment when all of us in the school get involved. Each form tutor stall provides a great deal of fun and innovative ways to raise money. Those are the names of some of the stalls we've had over the years. We've had upwards of 80 stalls up and down the street within the school, and we get thousands of people coming to look round, and it's a fantastic evening, and we raise £4,000 or £5,000 on the night. It's an incredible evening to be a part of, and some of that money goes to our house charities, with half of it going there and the rest to the association. And we also give prizes to the tutor group that creates the stall that raises the most money. We also run a Christmas raffle as part of the bazaar. The raffle is drawn at the bazaar, and we may well be doing this term, so look out for those tickets in order to raise some money. The association has lots of bids for money throughout the year. So members of staff and students will come to the association with ideas of what to spend the money on. And in the past, we've been able to support some of the Year 11 and Year 13 proms. We've been able to support students who may not be able to afford to go on activities days. We have provided school lockers. We have contributed to school minibuses. We bought the P department new goalposts a few years ago. We restocked the music department with some musical instruments. And we've also bought a number of picnic tables and table tennis tables for all of the students in the school to enjoy. So to summarise, if you would like to help, and help can mean anything from listening to a meeting and contributing some of your ideas to helping us at an event. We'd love to hear from you. So please email me, myersp@denbigh.net, and by giving me your email address, you are telling me you'd be happy for me to pass your details to the chair of the association in order that you can join us in future meetings. I do hope to see and hear from you, and do take care. Thank you very much.